Well, that gets us to the King Von, rap's first serial killer documentary. This is a big one. Now, what made you decide to actually do it?
Man, this is a long story. I'm gonna have to take you way back to a time when Von was alive, and we were having a little situation. So there was actually a very famous. So like, if you go back to like 2019, right? Like Von was kind of bursting on the scene. Crazy Story was going crazy, and Von was coming up. Now there's another YouTuber called Trap Geek that did a very big video about Von called The Soft Spoken Assassin. That got something like 12 million views, blew up. It was crazy. Trap Geek's kind of disappeared recently, but like he was a friend of mine for a bit, and he did that video about Von. That went super viral, and Von kind of took it to heart. Now I ended up doing a couple videos about Von afterwards, kind of giving my own take on the situation and focusing on some different things that I thought were interesting about him and his career as I got to learn more about him. And in my video, I talked about the situation with KI. More specifically, how, supposedly there were DMs between him and KI that leaked onto 4chan, and, kind of just explain the story that basically there seems to suggest on this forum that people think that he did that murder. He was very upset about this, and he tried to, they gave me 3 copyright strikes because I did 3 little mini videos about him. So you know how it is, 3 copyright strikes, I nearly lost the channel.
Okay, so this is while he's still alive.
While he was still alive. There's a famous tweet that he put out that was something like, "Don't listen to what them white YouTubers say about me. They don't know what they're talking about," or something at the time. And so they were trying to pack my channel, basically. Von's A&R from Empire hit me up with some crazy, like, threatening messages. Was like, "We're going to take your shit down." I ended up on the phone with the guy, and they basically told me, they were like, "Look, we got these 3 copyright strikes on you, full strikes. We're going to take your channel, but we'll give you your videos back if you go in the back end and trim out the stuff about KI." And I said, well, I want to keep my channel. So I did it. So I trimmed out that stuff. They let me have the videos back. But from there, I was like, I ain't never talking about Von again. Like, this guy's scary. I didn't know the extent of it at that point, but I knew he had a couple bodies. You only got to listen to his music. The guy's talking about having bodies. He was the realest rapper ever. So after that, I was like, I ain't going to talk about Von again. Like, that shit got too dicey.
Well, didn't you say that the Empire guy actually physically threatened you?
That was after the next documentary. But yes,
okay,
same guy,
right.
same guy.
Same guy. Okay, so you had a King Von documentary before this one?
Yeah, there were like 3 10-minute videos, like on a different aspect of his life. So like one was like Von's past, which was kind of the KI stuff and like his history in the streets. Then one was about Von's big case, the Malcolm Stuckey case that he beat. And then another one I kind of did, like, I used to have this thing, and I kind of want to bring it back, but I used to do this thing where I'd sometimes do like I'd cover an artist and do a positive story and a negative story. So like I did 2 videos about XXXTentacion. I did the positive side of him and his music and the impact he had, and then another video about all the negative stuff with the abuse case that he had with his girlfriend and some bad stuff he was involved in. So at the time I was trying to do this video, it's almost like heaven and hell, like the good side of Von and the bad side of Von. I realized it was a vulnerability doing 3 videos on the same artist because they can just pack your channel. But anyway, yeah, I kind of learned a lesson with that. But after that experience, bro, it was obvious to me that he killed KI, because why would he be on my case so much about getting that taken out?
Well, yeah, I interviewed KI's brother.
Great interview.
Butter.
Brilliant interview.
And it's a very convoluted story. You kind of hear even Butter telling different versions of the same story.
But Butters, unfortunately, he's not the most trustworthy narrator. But yeah, it's difficult. But the thing is, I think so many people have told that story now that it's like, I think you can read between the lines of all the content out there about it to kind of get an idea of what possibly went on.
Well, yeah, because according to Butter, what he told police was, because he got shot himself during KI's murder. He got shot in the leg, I believe. And he was right with her and saw her basically about to die. And what he said in my interviews, what he told police was it was a dark-skinned guy with a mole on his face, with a birthmark or something, which is the opposite of what King Von is, right?
Well, there's a real trope in the streets of not giving your ops credit when they get you down type thing, you know what I mean? So I could understand why somebody wouldn't want to give the guy that killed their friend credit, be out here saying, yeah, he did that to me. So it's almost like there's reasons why you might not trust what he said at the time or what he might say now or whatever. But yeah, I know that's what he said, you know, because there was this other narrative of this guy called Big A supposedly being the killer. You know, he had this nickname called Ask Key, ASKI, like Ask KI, what I did. So one of the original rumors was that he was responsible, but as time's gone on, more and more kind of indication seems to point towards Von being the guy that did it.
Well, right, because during the O Block 6 trial, when Butter took the stand, didn't they bring up him saying that Von did kill her? Or like when I brought that up, he sort of danced around the topic and said he's got mental issues and something. And
I think what happened was he said in an interview. I'm saying this off the dome here, so I'm not looking at the paperwork. But from what I, if my memory serves me correctly, what I seem to remember was like I think he officially went on record in the interview with them and said Von did it. And then later when he was called to testify on it at trial, he was like, I got mental issues, not really trying to claim that. And I kind of get that because like maybe he doesn't want to give him credit. Maybe when he was in the interview room and he was compelled, maybe he was really saying what really happened. But again, I feel like he's not the best source as far as like trying to get an idea of what really went on. You know, like I say, he's almost like an untrustworthy narrator on this story.